Washoe County corruption concerning Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association and Wilcox Ranch Ditch Company. This is Catherine Glatthar, Washoe County employee and former vice president of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association. Okay. Right here, she's a co-actor, works for the GID, former vice president of Wilcox Ranch POA, and her representations. There she is right there. She's an employee of Washoe County, or was. Here's an email. This is concerning Belfort when he sued them for destroying his property. And they made the representations. They had all the authority to do this and tear up his property. It's outrageous if you see what they did to him. They took a bulldozer and just tore it all up, trying to intimidate him, run him out of there. Let's be sure the counterclaim is filed for all the legal fees. This is Catherine Glatthar, GID, Washoe County employee, conspiring with Natalie Naring, Wilcox Ranch POA, whom I'm accusing of embezzlement. Her and her husband running an operation to steal everyone's money. Okay. Mr. Belfort prevailed and beat him. But they represented with their attorneys, Gail Kern, that they had the authority to do what they did, and they have liens. I got a whole box of threat letters, the whole file on everything that was done in my possession. Okay, all this stuff. This is some of the papers that came out. There's so much in there. Here's Cathy Glatthar. I sent easement declaration documents because they had been recorded, and Gail was saying they had nothing actually recorded that gave the PO the authority to maintain the roads. Wow, that's Cathy. That's funny. Then they all went down and wrote a fraudulent perpetuity vote. Gail Kern filed it, an attorney, acting as a manager for Wilcox Ranch Properties Owner Association. All kinds of threats. I have in those papers where they were conspiring. Cathy Glatthar, Gail Kern were talking about eminent domain, Mr. Belfort's property, and putting protective orders on there to destroy his professional licensing. Unfounded. This is a racketeering operation, and Cathy Glatthar, she knows damn well. The funny thing is, when they elected me in there, and she did too, but immediately within a week they tried to get it out of my hands. And within a week, I had all the documents. And as soon as I got the books and records of Wilcox, within a week, I started going through it. I knew there was embezzlement going on in there. And that just showed Cathy Glatthar was trying to hijack, and she wanted to be the secretary, treasurer, and then her husband be the president. But it was too late. I already had it, and I turned him into the sheriff. Okay? Trying to cease and desist, made all these representations here. And go down here. Mr. Franklin, he was another one that was involved in it who's adverse to our property after he voted the perpetuity also to the Secretary of State and recorded it with Gail Kern, attorney, local attorney. She recorded it forever, perpetuity forever. Okay. Then they come around, as soon as I started exposing all the fraud, then all of a sudden it doesn't exist anymore. Well, then I have defective title on date of sale, and you got 80 people that are defective title. And Washoe County or district attorneys refusing to do jack shit about it. Okay? She's perjuring her oath. Gail Kern's perjuring her oath. Any attorney that has this stuff, they've all been sent. They've all been sent the verified criminal claims. Anybody with their finger that's an officer of the United States is perjuring their oath. Okay? Catherine A. Glatthar, she's an employee here. She requests, she's taken money from one of the properties that they took. Here it is right here. Here's the APN. Here, it's all done on a notary seal. That'll be in another video. I'll show how all that was done. I could do this for a year straight every day and post videos on that. I've collected all the evidence for 3.5 years, and I'm going to start exposing everybody. This is the lien. This is the actual lien that Gail Agnes Kern, attorney, has filed this lien on Mr. Belfort's property. Okay? And there's all kinds of threats, cease and desist letters of Mr. Belfort. They're trying to get out of this, see? They have 80 properties that have defective titles, and then they're sending their goons up there to harass us because there's a cover-up. There's some big developments going on around here. $100 billion deals over 10 years, Apple 5. We don't know what's going on, but it's funny how all these officers and all the commissioners aren't doing a damn thing about it. Okay, she took this money. No, this is Gail Kern here. This is the lien right here. It's all done under notary. Then here's a quiet title that they're doing on the same property. Okay, go through. There's a lawsuit filed. These attorneys they're going to get noticed about it because they're involved in this. They're co-actors. These are attorneys. They have a duty to protect both sides of the law, and they're not doing it. Okay, this is a quiet title right here. Here's a case number. Okay, this is all part of Wilcox Ranch, a big racketeering operation going on up there. Okay, they're doing this and this. Gail Kern, okay. Basically, this is quiet notice of entry stipulated quieting title favor Charlie Rebels. But they agreed to Wilcox Ranch that they have the authority. So these other people that, I'll show another one on the perpetuity vote, they all voted for it, and it looks like they're all voting. This Dale Franklin, when this particular property was in distress and they were going to the courthouse style, I got an email of him asking all these questions and Natalie Naring about it. So it's an inside job, so you steal all the properties. I think this property went for $40,000 or something like that. And recently I FOIA'd where all the money went, the excess money, because these people died. Well, now it first went to the district attorney. They're cleaning it, my FOIA, and then now they're not going to tell me where the money went. Well, they've already told me that where it went, but I want to know where it's at now. There's $33,000 unaccounted for. This is part of the money home equity theft scheme that these attorneys are running with Washoe County, these homeowners, property owners associations. They're running a racket. They're stealing money, and now I'm going to show how it works, how they're doing it. I got a trail of everything here. Anyways, it goes down here. They made these representations, and then all these attorneys right here. Gail, these other attorneys, the judge, all of it, they all agreed to it. Funny thing is, all the judges are being bribed with judicial benefits from Washoe County. And I have that also. So, you know, it's a conspiracy to deprive rights, and they're not going to do jack. I can't get a fire truck or paramedic up there. My father's 82 years old. They can't get a paramedic truck up there, let alone a fire truck, because the roads have been delayed from us doing any work on for 5 years because they're threatening me, and they filed, and I believe it's Jim Scheck or his attorney Patrick Millsap that filed with the Secretary of State a fraud claim against me, and they didn't get the job done. Now the Secretary of State is refusing to investigate the perpetuity fraud, and we have the file stamps from the court case in small claims court. Even Judge Haschef knew there was a problem with the perpetuity vote. We asked him in there, and he didn't want to. We wanted to talk about it. He didn't want to talk about it, about the perpetuity vote, because we filed that under notary seal in his court, and he mentioned it. So they damn well know there's a problem, and you continue to racketeer myself and Mr. Belfort. We're going to expose it. And then finally, here's the oath of office of Mary Canderas, which I don't believe is a correct oath of office. It doesn't conform to the constitutional oath. So she's acting a foreign agent. I don't know. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to challenge this in federal court. Now, it's a federal question on it. And these people are all, the Washoe County is receiving federal funding, and they're violating due process rights every step of the way. So they're going to get asked a question on Fifth Amendment over this, and I'm going to sue the United States for them to stop all the federal funding to Washoe County because they're corrupt. Stand by for the next one.